The Joe Rogan Experience.
And with Colby as well, I mean, that fight was a lot more personal than a lot of people think. Obviously with the whole situation with my dad and him saying whatever he said, and I know people say certain things, and Conor's a master at this, to try to get you off your game, to try to rattle you, make you mad enough to where you come out and you're just crazy, fighting them, and to where you could be the best conditioned athlete, but you can get in there and get an adrenaline dump. You look like you haven't trained a day in your life. And I knew that's what they were like. I'm not stupid. I knew that's what these guys were trying to do. I knew that's what, especially him, he was trying to do, but I wasn't going to play into that.
You had a very steady pace. It was very interesting. You could see that when you're fighting, like right away in the first round, first of all, his pace is fucking crazy. I mean, that guy throws a lot of volume. But you could tell that you were not going to blow your wad early.
No.
You were fighting very measured, very disciplined, and you were throwing a lot of front kicks to the body, man. That front kick to the body is nasty.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at his style stylistically and matching him up with mine, like I could have came in there and we could have wrestled.
Yeah.
Everyone thought they're just gonna wrestle each other, but
did you think that was possible, that he was gonna try to wrestle with you more?
There was a possibility of him trying to wrestle, but I knew that he was worried about my wrestling, because Tyron was a 2-time All-American. Tyron did better than him in Division I wrestling, better accolades. And we saw what happened with that fight. So I knew he was worried about me wrestling, me taking him down. Because if I take you down, you're not getting up unless I let you up. So I knew he was worried about that. But then there came a moment in the fight to where we just looked at each other, and it was just like, no, not today. Let's do it. Let's do it. And I was fully aware. I was fully prepared to bang it out with him. It
was very surprising because it really did turn out to be basically a kickboxing fight.
Yeah.
I mean, that was...
Yeah, we just looked at each other and was just like, all right, let's do it, mano y mano. Let's go. It's not gonna be wrestling tonight, so let's do it.
Man, the two of you guys together, depending on how the rest of the division stacks up, because it's just such a fucking talented division. There's so much talent in that division. There's so many good fighters, but depending on how everything plays out, you guys could have 2 or 3 fights, easily.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. First of all, I want to see how he bounces back from that, because, like I said, there was a lot that went into that fight. He said a lot. He did a lot. Like having all that weight on your shoulders, saying all the things that you said, ruffling all the feathers that you ruffled, and then coming out and he took a beating from the fans after that. Like the backlash that he took.
Oh yeah.
It was I don't know if you even saw some of the shit that was online. Like he took a humongous.
Oh, I'm sure.
And rightfully so. I mean,
that's the game.
Yeah, that's the game.
That's the game. You want to talk crazy shit, then they're gonna. I mean, the reason why they're tuning into the fight, so many of them, is because of all the crazy shit you've talked.
Yes.
So naturally, if he loses, all the people that were rooting for you are like, yeah, fucking knew it. I knew it.
Yeah. And so I want to see how he bounces back from all that, because he's never had to do it before.
Psychologically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's never had to do it before. He's never had to talk all that shit, then go in there and get your mouth shut, literally.
And it's going to be interesting to see like who they match him up with, I mean, who do they...
I mean, he's got possibilities. Like he can fight Masvidal.
Yeah. For sure.
He can fight Masvidal.
They used to be boys, right?
Yeah, they used to be boys. They used to be training partners. And there's videos online of, I mean, you see what he was doing to Masvidal early on. Like, like there's videos online with that of, and then it's like, he can fight Tyron Woodley. Like Tyron wins this fight. Like, I think they both fight for the #1 contender. So it is what like the possibilities are endless for him, because there's so many guys that want to kick his ass.
Yeah.
So many guys in the division. But I don't think a lot of guys in the division can kick his ass.
Right.
So he's got possibilities. He can fight guys.
And it's also possible that he can learn from that fight with you and come back a better fighter. That is possible too. We don't know how much it's going to take out of him, but it is possible that he could come from that. I mean, that was a fucking crazy fight. And that was the first really crazy fight that he's experienced, other than the one submission loss that he had in the UFC where he had an injured rib. He had to take the fight. Was that Warley Alves?
Warley Alves.
Yeah. So when you see him next, then we'll get an understanding of where he's
Yeah, but
at.
the thing though is there's just certain guys you can't beat. I don't know what it is or why it is, but there's just certain guys that you cannot beat. And I think I'm that guy that he's just not going to beat. I will not allow myself to lose to him.
Do you think if you had two good hands, so if your hand wasn't hurt, it would have been a different fight? Your
Yeah,
left
I think
hand?
I hurt him. I think I hurt him earlier. But man, hats off to him. He's a tough guy. I don't take anything away from him. He fought a very good fight.
That
Brilliant
had to
fight.
be the
Hit me-
most
he hit me
satisfying.
the most I've ever been hit ever. You
Yeah.
know, he was hitting me, he was touching me, and I was never really hurt bad, but they were stinging shots. Like they stung me a couple of times. I'm like, this motherfucker, he's touching me right now. He's touching me. But at no point did I was like, I'm gonna come forward. I'm gonna hurt him.
He's a fucking swinger, man. I mean,
He is.
he throws a lot of shots too. His volume is incredible. But that had to be the most satisfying to you.
It was. When I got back to the hotel and I sat there, it just, I mean, it was like, and I was by myself because I like to decompress, and I'm just like, whew, we got it done. I mean, all this shit that this guy said, even my dad was, was like, go take care of business, and to know that I went in there and I did take care of business, it was extremely satisfying. And it didn't hurt when a surplus of like celebrities, crazy celebrities. Thank you for
Well, that whole
beating
MAGA
the shit out of
thing,
this guy.
you attach yourself to that whole MAGA thing, and there's a lot of people that'll support you because of that.
Yeah.
But man, there's so many. Like if you fall down, there's so many that just can't wait to piss on you and kick you.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's such a polarizing position that he took.
He did, but I'm friends with the Trump now. So.
Yeah, that was we'll talk about that. You were saying that you were going to go visit the White House, and you tell me about the book because that's what's hilarious.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to go to the White House.
But you also
me and Dave
picked up
talked about it.
Donald Trump Jr.'s
yeah,
book.
I picked up Donald Trump. I picked up the book, and initially was like, okay, because this guy tried to troll me during our press conference. He was trolling me. Like he sat there while I was talking. He was reading the book and pretending like he was reading the book.
Yes.
And then I'm at the airport, and I'm like, oh, there's the book. And I'm like, fuck it, I've got time today. So I sit there and I'm trolling them, and I buy the book. I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna buy this book. So I actually buy the book, and I take the screenshot and I posted it. You should have seen the reaction that I got from fans after that. He was ridiculous.
Did Donald Trump Jr. reach out to
I
you?
actually, we actually, messages back
Look at
and
you
forth.
there. Hey, you're wearing a red hat too. It's the wrong red hat, but you're wearing a red hat.
No, but yeah,
That is fucking
we
hilarious.
actually message, and I don't know the Trumps personally, so I can't go out there and like, oh, I'm bashing them just because this idiot was attaching himself to them, So I look forward to meeting them and actually talking to them.
Listen, that would be a great moment for you to bring that title to the White House, despite of all the bullshit.
Yeah.
And just let everybody know you rise.
Yeah, I mean, who would ever imagine that I, coming from the village in Africa that I did, and getting to this point and actually going in there to the White House.